Hey everybody, welcome back. Wanted to jump on here, do a little midweek video. We are working on a bike we built. God, we started this build about 14 years ago. The first guy we started the build for kind of bailed on the project. We sold it to another customer of ours for him, who at the time had like 3 builds going. He ended up never getting it finished. He just kind of lost steam on that project. It wasn't his original project, so I think really he bought it that time to kind of do us a favor and keep us working on it when the other guy bailed. And then when he lost steam on it, Tony, his wife, bought it for him for his birthday, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and we finally finished it for Tony, and Tony's been riding it. So anyway, it's a custom built CM400 Honda. We used to build a lot of these back in the day. Pretty cool, like long stretch bike, handmade frame, all kinds of cool stuff. And we are adding a supercharger to it. So I've had a couple shorts I posted up here and there over the last few weeks as we're working on it, but figured I'd get on here and do a little more in-depth on this bike, show you guys what all we did originally on it. I'll show you kind of where we're at, and then today we're going to work on getting the tensioner pulley mounting plate done, and see about getting the tensioner pulley done for the drive belt on the supercharger. So before you say anything, no, this bike doesn't make any horsepower. No, it won't make, I mean, you know, it probably, let's say if it makes 25 horsepower, maybe now it'll make, you know, 32, 34. That's not really the point. The point is, it's just a cool bike, fun to ride, and having a big supercharger with a belt drive is going to make it even more fun and more cool. So sometimes it's what it's about. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to jump out in the shop here, and I'll give you guys kind of a rundown of where we're at with it, and then we'll see what we can't get done. Alright guys, so this is an overall general view of the bike. Kind of an interesting combo we're running here. 17-inch front wheel, 23 rear. So it's got a real cool look. Having a hard time getting kind of far back from it so you can see the whole thing at once. We're just crammed tight in here, but chopped down front end, custom wide glide triple trees to take the little skinny Honda forks. Kind of underslung tank. Let's see here, we move in on this frame. So this portion of the frame here was the stock Honda frame and the neck, and then everything from here back was handmade. So this whole backbone, all down tube, all the way down, was all made one piece. Then we just built the long stretched back. Got kind of a really cool hub I did that has the chain inside of the brake rotor. Hayabusa rear caliper. And that's kind of the general overall bike. Some cool tank mounts. We had brass plated. And anyway, that's the overall general look of the bike. So moving on to what we got going on right now. Here you can see we've got an AMR 300 little mini supercharger. This is a custom made drive snout and plate that we made to extend the shaft. That's leading us over here. Got an 1.5 inch drive belt. These pulleys are some old like cog belt water pump pulley setup from a small block Chevy I had laying around. Just like the way they look. They're kind of like miniature versions of like a 671 supercharger setup. So got a 1.5 inch drive belt. This bottom pulley is currently 2 inches, so we'll put that in the lathe and machine it down once we get everything set. Got a 39mm flat slide carburetor here on a little handmade manifold. Also here you can see our manifold we made. Let's see, let's get this belt out of the way. Just from a piece of 1.5 inch square tubing, some flange plates that bolt to the motor, and then a flange plate that the supercharger bolts to. So it's you know, been a lot of stuff to get together, but relatively simple. Just a lot of parts to make. This is a idler pulley we turned up. Let's see here. This is what we're going to work on today. Is we're going with the 3-point, very again similar to like a 671. So this will basically, this is all loose so it's moving around, but this is basically going to ride here and give us our point of tension and our 3-point like you would see on a, you know, V8, blown V8 setup. So overall we're super happy with how this is turning out, and gonna see if we can't get this tensioner plate figured out today. Alright, so we're gonna try and figure out our tensioner plate. First thing we got to do here is get our mounting holes measured up. So looks like we're 4 1/4 on center. And then let's see here, how do we want to measure this drop? We're going to go here. Need a second tape measure. We got a 1-inch drop. Then we're going to make sure our curve is good here. So the diameter of our rotor here is 5.5 inches. Next, we got to figure out where we want, how high we want the tensioner. So I think we want it around here. So let's see here. From that edge, we're about 4.5 inches. So I think we'll make it so that it'll adjust, say, from like 4 to 5 inches. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do the adjustment yet. I don't want to just have only a slot. So obviously it'll be, I think, a slot and some kind of an adjuster similar to like a rear wheel adjuster, I'm thinking. Maybe it'd be cool to do some kind of eccentric. That might be a cool deal. We could do an eccentric on there to match the back. So, we'll get the plate made up and then we'll kind of look at that. But I'm sort of leaning towards an eccentric. I feel like that could be kind of cool, and it would look nice with the bike. So we'll play with that and see what we can come up with. Alright guys, so came inside, fired up the Maverick design software. Gonna start a new project here and we're gonna see what we can draw up. So let's see here. We're gonna start with a 5.5 inch. This is going to give us our clearance. We need to make sure we have move this over 4.25, and then we'll grab it again and move it down. So we'll do 180 degrees and 1 inch. Then we'll get rid of that one. Alright, so we got our little sample piece cut out, just of some 16 gauge aluminum, so we can check our bolt holes. And I'm seeing that this is slightly off. Looks like about a half a hole, so about 1/8 of an inch. Actually, this is going to go like this. So let's see how we're looking here. This is okay, so we just need to make our holes about 1/8 of an inch closer together, and I'm going to make this about 3/8 of an inch taller. So 1/8 inch here, 3/8 of an inch taller here on this hole, and we'll be good. Alright, so got our plate mounted. It's going to work out good. Next up, we'll have to machine our eccentric. And get this tightened up nice and snug so we can figure out all our tensioning. So here you see we got the eccentric cam machined up. So still several more parts to machine to mount the pulley, but so far so good. Alright guys, that's a wrap. Got a lot of the parts made, didn't get it finished today, but we got a bunch of other stuff going on, so ran out of time. I have to move on to a couple other projects, but I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this little blower bike. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's got me wanting to come up with some more bikes to put blowers on. I'm really loving the look. So anyway, I appreciate you guys being here and spending some time with us, and we hope to see you next time at Gattis Garage.